Rain falls softly across the window light. Coffee cooled beside an open chair. The city moves somewhere beyond the silence, but everything feels distant here. Records turning slowly in the corner, shadows drifting underneath the lamp. Every quiet second leaves a reflection across the surface of the glass. Nothing asks for answers now. Nothing needs to disappear. Jazz, it's me, floating through the room tonight. Every fragile feeling blends into the light. Jazz, it's me, moving with the air, like a hidden memory, still waiting somewhere. Streetlight shimmer on the empty pavement. Late night taxis passing through the rain. Warm electric piano fills the darkness, then fades away again. Someone left a book beside the window, pages turning softly in the breeze. Everything feels unfinished in the moment, still complete enough to breathe. Nothing holds the night in place, nothing asks to understand. Jazz, it's me, floating through the room tonight. Every fragile feeling blends into the light. Jazz, it's me, moving with the air, like a hidden memory, still waiting somewhere. The drums move quietly beneath the silence. Bass lines drift like smoke across the floor. Every passing thought becomes a color I have never seen before. Jazz, it's me, still inside my mind. Even after morning, the feeling stays behind. sees. Warm piano circles through the darkness. Bass lines move beneath the crowded room. Every color stretches through the silence like reflections on the moon. The air becomes electric near the tables. Brass cuts softly through the midnight blue. Nobody is searching for tomorrow. Everything becomes the groove. Nothing fading, nothing breaking, only drifting forward. Stand up, running through the night. Every silent heartbeat turns into the light. Stand up, floating through the haze. We become the motion inside these frequencies. Ceiling lights dissolve into silver. Drums continue underneath the air. Every passing moment feels connected to something waiting there. Stand up, oh, stand up, still inside the sound long after the dancers leave the room behind. Black silk gloves beside the dashboard. City lights bending on the hood. She walks through the hotel entrance without looking at anyone. Late reservation near the corner. Crystal shadows on the wall. Every movement leaves an echo across the dim champagne room. Gold eyeliner under ceiling light. A slow smile above the glass. Nobody understands her silence, but everyone keeps watching. Pretty girl dancing through the midnight. Pretty girl, velvet in her eyes. Pretty girl moving like a secret across the flashing room tonight. Yeah. High heels crossing marble floors. Telephone glowing in her hand. Smoke curls around the saxophone and near the backside of the lounge. Taxi lights beyond the curtains. Red reflections on her skin. The band keeps pushing forward while she disappears again. Fast heart water under silver reflection. Step away through the low light motion. Step away past the fading smoke. Step away, leave the static behind you. Tonight belongs to rhythm alone. Record spinning without urgency, warm bass moving through the floor. A girl laughs beside the staircase, then disappears into the crowd. Late trains already left the station, still nobody reaches for the door. The city waits outside the windows, but inside the tempo stays suspended. Soft frequencies, golden reflections, the ceiling turning like slow waves, everything drifting together. Step away into the quiet movement. Step away where the lights dissolve. Step away, no future in the moment, only the pulse beneath your chest. Night reflections cover the balcony glass. Candles flicker underneath the rain. The skyline breathes beyond the quiet curtains, like a photograph beginning to fade. Soft brass echoes through the empty lounge. Bass lines move beside the evening air. Everything feels elegant and restless, like unfinished words still hanging there. Nothing waits forever, nothing stays the same. Look into you across the midnight blue. Every distant feeling returns inside the room. Look into you like shadows in the rain. Something in the silence calls my name again. feeling carries on. Stayed open after midnight. Cold air touched the sleeve of my coat. Someone passed beneath the station light. Their footsteps faded before the signal changed. Coffee circles on a wooden table. Silver smoke above the glass. Nothing in this room was urgent. Even time moved carefully tonight. I watch reflections slide across the ceiling. Blue taxis crossing wet streets below. Nobody asked where I was going. The silence already understood. Night over the city. Soft voices through the rain. The slow burn inside the speakers. Nothing loud enough to break. Night over the skyline. Streetlights losing shade. I stay beside the rhythm until the dark becomes morning. There was perfume near the hallway mirror. Old jazz drifting from another floor. The elevator opened without warning, then closed before anyone appeared. The vinyl turning in the corner. Dust floating through amber light. The room kept breathing around me like a memory refusing to sleep. No headlines, no destination, only the glow of passing trains, only the warmth of hidden rooms. Night over the harbor, slow shadows on the snow. The music stayed beneath my heartbeat long after the last train home. Night over the city. Nothing left to prove. I let the evening carry me further than words could move. settles quietly across the balcony. Candles flicker beside the empty glass. The city stretches underneath the window light, like a photograph that will not last. Slow conversations drift into the distance. Warm piano circles through the room. Everything feels elegant and restless, like flowers opening after dusk. Nothing stays unchanged, nothing waits forever. Velvet balcony sky, floating through the dark. Every silent movement leaves another spark. Velvet balcony sky, turning into gold, like a hidden memory nobody can hold. Cloud reflections move across the skyline. Soft brass echoes through the midnight air. Someone leaves a coat beside the doorway. Still the feeling lingers there. Bass lines travel underneath the silence. Gentle rhythms move beside the rain. Every passing second feels suspended before dissolving once again. Nothing asks for meaning, nothing asks to stay. Velvet balcony sky, floating through the dark. Every silent movement leaves another spark. Velvet balcony sky, turning into gold, like a hidden memory nobody can hold. Midnight shadows stretch across the table. The atmosphere becomes another tide. Still the groove continues through the quiet, like the city breathing outside. Velvet balcony sky, drifting toward the dawn. Even when the lights fade, the feeling carries on. Backstreet radio playing through the grocery store. Kids are drawing on the walls near the basketball court. Taxi drivers drinking tea, reading yesterday's news. Everybody moves fast here, still they follow their own mood. Sidewalk theory, nothing stays ordinary. Every sound becomes a part of the scene. Streetlight rhythm, pulling everybody with it, like the city patience. Fast, fast, fast. Crossing intersections. With that girl. Every passing face becomes a memory. Open fire, escape. Summer on the rooftop. Nothing here was made to stay too clean. Sidewalk theory, running through the city. Every moment carries its own design. Streetlight rhythm, never asking permission. Just another perfect evening in motion. There is a reflection on the wet street. Neon colors move with the rain. I walk without a destination, just following the sound around me. The night has its own language. It speaks without a clear form. I listen with no expectation and let it lead me forward. Every corner has a rhythm. Every shadow has a tone. Neon leaves are falling slowly in a place that never sleeps. I do not try to hold the moment, I just move inside the beat. There is no fixed direction, there is no final scene. I let the city shape the feeling and carry me. A trumpet line cuts through the distance. It feels both near and far. There is a bass line under my steps, keeping everything connected. Faces pass without a story, but they are part of the flow. I am one piece in the motion, and I do not need to stand out. There is no center to this night. It expands in every way. Neon leaves are falling slowly in a place that never sleeps. I do not try to hold the moment, I just move inside the beat. There is no fixed direction, there is no final scene. I let the city shape the feeling and carry me. If I stop the movement, the sound fades away. So across the avenue. Taxi windows catch the silver rain. Coffee steam rises through the station air. Someone laughs and disappears again. The rhythm of the street keeps changing shape. Every signal flickers into gold. I keep walking with the restless crowd, but the night still feels untold. Nothing stays in place too long. Every moment bends away. I can hear the city breathing underneath the train. City lights in motion, running through my mind. Every frame is passing before I can decide. City lights in motion, turning into sound. We move through the midnight without slowing down. Without slowing down. Vinyl echoes from an open door. Colored reflections on the floor. Conversations drifting through the smoke like unfinished scenes before the close. The skyline leans against the clouds. Neon riding on the glass. I keep dancing through the atmosphere, trying not to make it last. Nothing waits for certainty. Nothing asks for names. There is only movement inside the pouring rain. City lights in motion, running through my mind. Every frame is passing before I can decide. City lights in motion, turning into sound. We move through the midnight without slowing down. The room keeps spinning slowly. The drums pull everything ahead. I lose track of where we started. Inside the colored haze. Oh, city lights in motion, floating through the air. Every pulse around me feels like it was there. City lights in motion, fading into dawn. Still the rhythm carries long after we are gone. The room is covered in shifting colors tonight. Crystal shadows moving across the floor. Every passing movement bends into the rhythm, like waves returning to the shore. Warm light falls across the crowded silence. Someone closes their eyes beside the sound. Nothing here is asking for tomorrow, only the pulse we found. Soft connections changing slowly inside the atmosphere. Electric blue horizon running through the night. Every distant inside the frequency. Rain remains beyond the glass behind us. Still the room keeps turning without rest. Bass lines drift beneath the soft percussion, holding every second in the chest. The city glows like reflections on water. Piano chords move slowly through the smoke. Every color stretches through the darkness before the morning shows. Nothing fading, nothing breaking, only moving forward. Electric blue horizon, running through the night. Every distant heartbeat blends into the light. Electric blue horizon, floating through the haze. We disappear together inside the frequency. The ceiling lights dissolve into silver. Drums continue underneath the air. Every moment feels connected to something waiting there. Electric blue horizon, still remains somewhere. Long after the dancers leave the room in silence. A rhythm through the avenue tonight. Every signal shining in electric blue. Crowded sidewalks under silver signs. Taxi mirrors cutting through the rain. Coffee cups and conversations drift like pieces of another passing frame. Every building carries different light. Windows floating high above the trains. People moving without looking back, like they already know the way. Nothing waits, nothing slows. Every heartbeat changes shape. Streetlight cinema, running through the dark. Every passing shadow leaves another mark. Streetlight cinema, moving through the sound. We keep chasing moments before they disappear. Late night records spinning in the bar. Brass reflections dancing on the wall. Someone laughs beside the neon glow, then disappears into the crowd. The city keeps unfolding after midnight. Every corner opens into gold. I keep drifting with the rhythm section, watching every story lose control. Baseline circle through the smoke. Everything becomes a moving picture before the morning starts to show. Streetlight cinema. Hey, hey. Streetlight cinema. The lights are moving slowly across the floor tonight. Every shadow follows the rhythm in the shimmer beside the speakers. Warm electric piano fills the air. People drift between the moving colors like reflections disappearing everywhere. The bassline circles through the crowded silence. Soft percussion rises with the heat. Nobody is thinking about tomorrow inside the pulse beneath our feet. Nothing stops. Nothing fades. Everything becomes the sound. Silver room frequency running through the night. Every passing movement changes in the light. Silver room frequency floating through the smoke. We become the rhythm before the morning shows. So, rain is falling somewhere far outside us. Still the room keeps turning without end. Every dancer moves inside a memory that nobody needs to understand. The brass section cuts across the darkness like reflections breaking on the sea. There is no distance left between us, only waves of electricity. Soft collisions, endless motion, nothing standing still. Silver room frequency running through the night. Every passing movement changes in the light. Oh, silver room frequency floating through the smoke. We become the rhythm before the morning shows. The ceiling lights dissolve into the haze. Drums keep carrying the room ahead. Every second feels connected to something nobody has said. Hey, silver room frequency still inside my mind. it turns it down. Glasses reflect the light, spinning slowly around. There is laughter at the table, but it comes and goes. Nothing stays too long here, that is how it flows. I lean back in my chair, let the moment unfold. There is no expectation, there is nothing to hold. These late table conversations, they don't need a plan, they don't need a reason, they don't need to land. We just let them wander, we just let them breathe. These late table conversations are enough for me. About nothing, someone talks about time. The words don't have to matter, they don't need to rhyme. I watch the room shifting like a gentle tide. People come and go, but I stay inside. I don't try to remember, I don't try to explain. This moment is simple, it will not remain. These